comments.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to thank all of our witnesses for joining us today. Under Biden-Harris administration, I was concerned that their proposal on Basel III would result in less access to capital for small businesses, and it will reduce mortgage lending to working families and put American banks at a competitive disadvantage. But thanks to great work of Vice Chair Bowman and other prudential regulators, I'm confident that the newly submitted Basel III proposal addresses almost all of those concerns and puts Main Street first. Mr. Brooksmith, as we work to address the affordability crisis left behind by the Biden-Harris administration, how will lowering the current risk weights tied to multifamily housing enable more financing for rental properties?
Thank you for the question. There's an important component in the housing bill that's wending its way through the House and the Senate that would increase the statutory limit for FHA multifamily loans, which a couple members of this committee have championed. And unfortunately, via a drafting error, it would actually reduce that amount. So we're pressing for that to be fixed because we need more multifamily lending, particularly at FHA, where they focus on the more affordable units, and that would be a big help in that regard.
Noted. Following the global financial crisis, we have seen a departure of bank participation in the origination and servicing of mortgage loans. So again, Mr. Brookschmidt, how much of that departure do you attribute to capital requirements that were adopted in a rush and were not based on any empirical data or analysis?
Well, contrary to the previous exchange you heard, the rules set for how much capital is devoted to an individual asset directly affect banks' behavior. Mr. Baer said that he worked at a bank, he worked at a very big bank. I worked at a regional bank that was focused on mortgage lending, and the capital allocation required to make a loan directly affects what sorts of loan you make. So we've heard a lot of concern about the previous proposal, gold plating, meaning requiring more capital than the Basel rules did for on-balance sheet loans. This rule fixes that, and it will have an impact in banks' appetites to make more mortgage loans, contrary to what you may have heard from others.
Thank you. For too long, capital requirements that have a direct impact on Main Street lending have not been grounded in actual economic data. So I'm thankful that under President Trump, we have a banking regulatory agenda that is driven by actual data and analysis as regulators evaluate the potential rulemaking. But let me shift gears now. I want to focus on asset-based lending. Asset-based lending is typically secured by non-financial collateral, such as receivables and inventory. As a result, financial data shows that asset-based lending exhibits lower risk factors for loss severity as well. Mr. Baer, do you believe the lack of differentiation between asset-based lending and other secure exposures is an area that can be improved in the Basel III proposal?
Sure. I mean, lending against inventory or accounts receivable is less risk than lending unsecured in any way. Actually, interestingly, the Fed in its stress test gives recognition to that, but right now the Basel proposal does not give any recognition to that and effectively treats it as unsecured. Now, clearly, it's less security than a treasury as collateral, but it is certainly the case that it should be worth something and should get some recognition. I think the agencies are going to have to do some work to try to figure out exactly how much, and we would certainly want to help them in that. But yeah, it's something that needs to be recognized when you're trying to assess the true risk of that loan.
Yeah. There's a lot to like in the Basel III proposal, but this is one area where I believe small tweaks, right, will help lower costs to borrowers in the long term. Mr. DeGangi, how do you think the availability of extensive data helped inform the Trump administration's proposed Basel III rulemaking when compared to Biden-Harris administration?
Well, I think it's very simple. The 2023 rules were proposed in July 2023, but without any data collection from the affected banking organizations. The data collection was commenced by the Federal Reserve in October of 2023 and was completed in January of 2024. So now, with respect to this proposal, the the banking agencies all had the benefit of the results of that data collection.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I yield back.